Turning to one of the best teams in the Borderland, the Ysleta Indians out of District 1-4A Division 1. What an incredible season for Ysleta. District champions for the first time since 1997. They're the only undefeated team left in El Paso, and tonight they wrapped up the regular season by hitting the road to La Bowie to take on the Bears. Let's go to Bowie High School here, and Ysleta was fired up for this one. Again, trying to end the regular season with a perfect 10-0 record, and they got off to a strong start. Bowie went for it on fourth down here, but the Indians all over it. He gets stuffed, turnover on downs, and that will lead to this. Rodrigo Martinez rolling to his right. He's going to find David Mendoza for the touchdown. Indians up 7-0, and then on their next drive, Ysleta from 1 yard out, Daniel Torres welcomed to End Zone City, and he's partying it up in End Zone City. Check out nice dance moves there. Yeah, love it. 14-0 Indians. Then in the second quarter, it's 21-0 Ysleta. They give it to Martin Castro to tack on 6 more. All Ysleta in this one as they remain perfect, 10-0 on their season. Final score 45-6. Congratulations to those Indians.
Oh my goodness, they've been on fire all season long. I'm excited to see what they're going to do during the playoffs. Well, Rishi, it's back to you, but he was at tonight's game between Clint and Irvin. Playoff implications on the line in this game. Rishi?
Yeah, that's right, guys. Irvin was hosting Clint tonight. Season was on the line for Irvin. They needed a win to clinch a playoff spot. Clint was just trying to play spoiler, so let's get right to it. How about those powder blues for Irvin? I absolutely love those uniforms. Take a look at Clint coming out as well. First quarter, first drive of the game for Clint. They hand it off to Isaac Rocha, and he finds a hole, and he is off to the races. 58-yard burst to get inside the 5 for the Lions. And then on second and goal, Lions are trying to punch it in, but the ball comes out. Irvin recovers inside the 5. No points at all for the Lions, and that would be a big 6 points they missed out on. In the second quarter, Irvin driving, trying to get on the board. Dallas Medina finds a wide open Michael Pinedo for the score. That made it 7-0 Rockets. This one was a close one in the Northeast. Irvin takes it 20-15, and Irvin is going to steal that final playoff spot in District 1-4A Division 1. They win their final 2 games of the season to sneak in with a 5-3 district record. What a season for those Rockets.
Thank you so much, Rishi. Well, moving on, Fabens needed a win against a tough Riverside team in order to have a shot at making the playoffs. Let's get to the action right here. Riverside is going to run the ball with Derek Armendariz, who takes it to the end zone for a touchdown. Then we're going to see quarterback Carlos Rojas III with what? Another copy and paste. Quarterback keeper for, what does DJ Khaled say? Another one. Riverside secures a long field goal before the end of the half, making the score 52-7, and the Rangers with the 4th and goal, 1 yard from scoring, but Fabens makes the big defensive stop, and Riverside wins it all 52-7.
Well, Austin is the 3rd seed in District 1-4A. They knew that headed into their game against Santa Elizario, and if they wanted to stay there, here we go. Austin runs the ball here, but Santa Eli's Hector Urguin forces the fumble, the ball for Santa Eli, but wouldn't score though. Then it's quarterback Andrew Andujo runs the ball all the way to the end zone here for the touchdown. Wow, yeah, taking it to the crib. Santa Eli coming up with a field goal opportunity, but they miss, and the Panthers, Jacob Rodriguez, here is, they're going to take advantage. You didn't make that field goal, but we got 6 here with that touchdown run by Jacob Rodriguez. Austin wins it 48-7 as they head to the playoffs next week. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this district lines up. Of course, Ysleta, the district champs, undefeated, followed by Riverside and Austin, and then in 4th place, as Rishi mentioned, Irvin. So here's what we know about the matchups here. And these will all be played at neutral sites. All these teams will be hitting the road next week. Ysleta, they're going to face Canyon, while Riverside will lock up against Dumas. Austin will take on Canyon Randall, and Irvin going to get a tough test against those district champs, West Plains. West Plains is a team that always has El Paso's number. So that's a big, tough matchup for the Irvin Rockets, having to take on those West Plains team there.
Well, Anthony wrapped up their season hosting Cranes from Crane, Texas, and unfortunately, Crane tops Anthony with the final score 52-6.
But Anthony still will get a playoff spot. They'll end in the 4th place position. It's a 5-team district that Anthony is in, and they'll end in the 4th place position. So they'll be playing in the playoffs next week as well. We'll, of course, update you on their playoff matchup next week. But meantime, be playoff time in New Mexico. In 6A, Las Cruces and Centennial, they both got by, so they were kicking back this week for the first round. But in 5A, we did have some local teams in action. We're going to go ahead and start with those Gadsden Panthers, as they got to host a first-round playoff game against the Capital Jaguars. And Panthers would use that home field advantage early on. Panthers up 14-0 in the second quarter. Then his quarterback Ethan Morales finds his wide receiver Michael Hernandez with the long bomb. Knocked down near the goal line there, but Panthers would almost walk it in on the next play to go up 21-0. The Jaguars just couldn't find a groove, forced the punt after the next set of downs, and Gadsden just kept piling it on. The next series here near the 20, running back Juan Rios with the handoff, jukes and finds a lane straight into the end zone. Panthers would score again before the half and never let up on the gas, blanking the Jaguars by that mercy rule that they have in New Mexico. Final score was 50-0.
Well, Mayfield was on the road taking on Highland. They fall 36-22 right here.
Yeah, this was a 5A action there, and Mayfield, unfortunately, their season comes to an end. We can tell you, though, Las Cruces did confirm that, they're going to have a game at the Field of Dreams. Remember, Las Cruces undefeated this season. They haven't lost. Coach Mark Lopez, he has those Bulldogs right where he wants them. Perfect 10-0 record to end the regular season. They're going to face Los Lunas next Friday, 7 p.m. kickoff from the Field of Dreams. So, of course, we get that local game here, the quarterfinals of the playoffs. That's going to be a fun one next week.
Yeah. Well, another fun one coming up right here is the War of the Week. It was the War of the Week we had at the Game of the Week. So it was Hanks against Chapin. We actually had the dance team against the cheerleaders. So let's go ahead and roll the clip and see who won it. It is week 11 of War of the Week. To the left of me, we have the Chapin Huskies. And then to the right of me, we have the Hanks Knives. Okay, the winning team will get a $50 gift card. Are you girls and guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Uh-oh, it's a close one. Hanks pulling through. Hanks might take it. And it's gonna be the Hanks and the Hanks Knives has week 11 of War of the Week. Congratulations.
That's how they were fired up.
I know. The cheerleaders absolutely love it. Every time I ask them to do it, they're so for it, which I love.
Yeah, we want to thank you. If you participated in that, we definitely want to thank you for doing that for us. So we got more to talk about coming up after the break. Zach's Dance Blitz with a special guest from B. Martinez. I'll tease that out. Yep.
Okay, all right.
We have special guests, and then we also have the winner of tonight's Blitz pick. That's going to come up right after the break.